What's up, everybody? It's your King Folk D-Ray with another edition of Feed the Coach. And look, I'm with the Kurtis Hoppie, man. And I forgot what was your first name?
Kurtis.
Huh?
Oh, before Triple Three. I used to go by Triple Three.
Triple Three. See, I was scrolling through Facebook. He was doing the remixes. And I was like, who is this cat, man? I thought she was from Washington for some
So
reason.
you've been around for a while.
Yeah, so I was like, yo, who is this cat?
I was.
Dope.
Yeah, Washington.
Okay, so I thought you did. That's why I said, where you from? You said Las Vegas. I'm like,
I moved a lot. Born and raised in Las Vegas, 17 years in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
My mom moved me to La Grande, Oregon, spent about 3 years there. Then I tried to move back to Vegas. Life's not good without Christ in Vegas.
Right.
Had to come back, moved to Washington. My grandma ended up breaking her hip, so I took care of my grandma for a while.
Yeah.
And in that time is when I got the opportunity to start making music.
Absolutely.
And so, yeah, what you were talking about was you saw my remixes and stuff, and I was just trying to figure out how to get out there. And one of my first big ones was the Panda remix.
Yes.
And also Heathens. And I did that, and it just started blowing up. And
Man, yes, I was like, man, who is this? Where did he come from? He is fire. And then you connected with Kingdom Music.
Yes, sir.
And then not with Kingdom Music anymore, but you've just still been on the go. And I just been really enjoying you. And last time we talked, we didn't get a chance to film at the Family Ties Tour in Crowley, Texas. You guys were on a tight schedule, but I'm glad that I ran into you again at the Christian Lounge. But now you're a changed man again because now you're married, man.
Come on.
So just tell us a little bit about the tour, man. What's going on, man?
This has been, I'm gonna say, the best tour I've ever been on in my life.
Okay, that's
One of
good.
the best, probably the best month I've ever lived in my entire life. You know, because this tour has been great. It's been so much unity. It hasn't been a religious experience. It's been a relational experience.
Yeah.
And Christ has been in the center, and you know, nobody's sitting around trying to wonder whether this person is a Christian or not, or this person's heart is right or not, or this person's after the wrong type of thing. We've all come into agreement that, hey, every person in this bus loves Jesus.
Amen.
and is going after Christ. And so, not to mention traveling around having my wife with me.
Yes.
You know, I've never been able to do that before, you know. So I got married, get to have my wife with me, and back in the day, I remember sitting in the back of the same van, which next tour we're gonna be in a bus, so I'm super stoked. February, look at that. But I remember sitting in there 15-hour drives, man, or you know, sometimes these nights that are just long and there's nowhere to lay your head. You got somebody sitting on your right.
Yeah.
The whole bus is just filled, and I just remember just. Oh, it felt kind of like hell on earth, man. But then the Lord had to remind me that
Wow.
hey, everyone else is dreaming to be where you are. So God continue to humble me and keep my mind right and know that, hey, it's all worth it. It's all worth it because where we're going, what we're doing is a blessing.
That you talk about being uncomfortable,
Yeah.
doing your dream. And a lot of times, some of the artists, like myself and other, we haven't gone on a tour yet, and we're like, wow, you guys are living a dream, but we have no idea how uncomfortable a lot of the times you are during the tour.
Yeah.
Does that being uncomfortable, does that add to when your ministry? Does that bring more oil, like that crushing point?
Well, going through it, man, I think a lot of people, like Five says, you know, you get to see the highlight reels.
Okay.
You know, you don't see the long days inside of the van. You don't see that we've been getting about 3 to 4 hours of sleep every single night.
Oh wow.
You know, you don't get to see that. You know, sometimes you put 6 people inside of a van for a month and a half straight. Well, I don't care how Christian you are. You know, you can get at it. You know? And over time, past tours, like me and Five, at first, man, we would get at it, man.
Okay.
I'll be honest with you, we would get at it, man. But the thing was that we both love God, right? So we never let our differences separate us. We never let our differences become the truth, the end all, the be all, because we both love God. And as we both love God, we just kept on coming back together. It was like God wanted to use us to grow one another. And now, shoot, man, like we haven't had one argument on this tour. I haven't been home since October 28th.
I remember.
It is now December 13th.
Okay.
This tour has been the most unified tour ever because I feel like we've dropped this like religious state of mind, you know, of being like, oh, you're in the wrong here, you know, or oh, we're both now everybody's looking at each other and being like, yo, I'm blessed to have you. Yo,
Amen.
what's God about to do? Yo,
sounds amazing.
It's great, you know. But like I said, yeah, it gets tough, man. Sitting on the road, long days, short nights, and the events are amazing. I'll just be honest with you. The best part about touring is being able to go up and minister and do this what you love. You know,
Yes.
I love the fact that I get to sing my music on stage and people love the music, and at the same time, at the end, I get to see God move. Or in the middle of the verses, in the middle of the set, I see God move. I see a tear in someone's eyes. You know, I see that God is speaking through me to somebody. You know,
And maybe
there he is.
That's awesome, man. Just getting to hear about that. Okay, so let's talk about when you were doing your set. You were talking about how you just allow God to bring you your radio.
Hey, Fine, you get that?
Let's talk about how getting married and then bringing your wife into the tour. Like, how's that going?
Well, so for me, when I got saved, I remember the first thing that God was showing me was that I needed to get my mind right about women, right? Because he said, first off, being a Christian rapper is not going to make you a whole lot of money, right? So right now, you don't really have any business trying to get yourself into a relationship, right? So, and God was also showing me that if I couldn't have self-control in the now, where he's bringing me is going to be almost impossible. So from the beginning, God showed me that I needed to actually save myself until marriage, and I made that decision to save myself until marriage. And so for 6 years, I saved myself. And in that, I was able to, when I was able to take my focus off of, you know, what I was gonna, you know, this girl here, this girl here, this girl here, and God gave me new eyes. It was like the type of girls that I was attracted to while I was in the world actually became unattractive to me because God was really just showing me their hearts, right? Like, oh no, like, oh yeah, she's pretty, but no, she's gonna destroy you. You know, she's gonna destroy you. She's gonna hurt you, and it made it so much easier for me because I just started focusing on what God had for me. I just started focusing on my music. I started focusing on getting right with God and growing as a child of God. And as I did that, it's like, you know, I just keep going after God. And then suddenly here's this girl who shows up, right? I'm doing a tour, my first ever tour. I booked it myself. Me, Zay Hill, my boy Danny Gray, Robbie, and a couple other guys.
You know Zay Hill?
Oh yeah, bro. Zay Hill 2016, bro. I took him on his first tour. He was at my first album release. Man, that's one of my best friends in the world.
That's dope, man.
And we're out there, and we're at the airport, right? And we're gonna get our rental, and we get there, and they need an actual credit card, right? An actual credit card, and all I have is a bank card, right? So they won't take it, right? And I'm going through, and I had met this girl at a show before. I used to do bar ministry, right? So I didn't rap in churches until 2016, late 2016. Before that, I was in a secular rap scene as a Christian. You know, and I was doing a bar show, and I met this girl, and I got to minister to her. And I wasn't like trying to go after her or anything, you know. I was just telling her about God. And at the end of the night, I told her, God has amazing plans for you, and you just got to be willing to listen, you know. So time goes on, and she like followed me on like Snapchat or whatever, right? She's not saved at the time. But we're at this place. I'm trying to get this car, this rental. My mom wouldn't do it. My brother wouldn't do it. Nobody would do it. And it was what we were relying on to do this entire tour. So I go on my Snapchat and I'm like, yo, we are at the Portland airport. There's no way we're getting out of here if we can't get this thing. Will someone help us, right? And this girl says, I will. And I'm like, what? Right? She shows up. She goes to the front. We actually have this documented. I'll show it to you guys sometime.
Oh, wow. Yeah, tag me in that, man.
Yeah. She shows up. She gets the rental for us. And I'm like, why did you do this? And she goes, I believe that God is with you. And if I didn't, I would be being disobedient to God. And I was like, whoa, something special about this girl, you know? So we do the tour, goes on. I do another bar show for New Year's. For some reason, they kept booking me for bar shows as a Christian. But, you know, I'm not out there living wild. I was literally just ministering.
Amen. I've done it too.
And so she comes through, and we're in the back, me, Zay, her. You can ask Zay about this. This is awesome. Her and one of her best friends. And we're praying. Zay said, I don't go into New Year's the same way as everyone else. I pray into the New Year's. That's what I do. So we're like, let's do it. We get in this prayer circle, and we're just praying, powerful, powerful prayer. And she ends up telling me later on that that's the day she gave her life to Christ.
Wow.
Right? So we keep going on. She ends up, without even telling me, she got plugged into a church. Next thing I know, she hits me up. She's like, hey, I'm getting baptized. Invites me to her baptism. I'm like, what? Come down to her baptism. Time goes on. And at that time, we still weren't pursuing one another. I was like, I'm not ready for a girl. You know, and she's like, I'm not ready for a man, you know, so we're just going after God, and then finally one day I had this like confirmation that she was the one for me, and I just started pursuing her, and God was showing me that I was going to be able to take care of her, and that I was going to a place where I was going to be okay, and started pursuing her, and long story short, I asked her to be my girlfriend. She says yes. 2 months later, she moves to Boise, Idaho. Ooh. She had her house. I had my house. Like 10 days later, I end up asking her to marry me.
Wow.
And then we start planning our wedding. And August 8th of 2020, we got married. And now God just gave me this girl who truly loves God, you know. She really loves God, and she loves God more than me, which is the most important thing, you know. So I'm not her idol. She's not my idol. So now, you know, when we go at it, which of course, any marriage, you know, you have your ups and downs.
Right.
But now when we have our downs, right, God can be like, come on, forgiveness. I forgave you. You forgive him. Oh, I forgave you. You forgive her. You know, and we just have been able to find the center ground, because the closer you come to God, the more you understand how to love yourself, and the more you understand to love one another. You know, so, and now, I got this amazing woman who I get to travel around. She's in my new music videos. 2 of my new music videos I just shot in Nashville. And she's just fantastic, man. Just fantastic.
See, I feel like because we family, and I feel like we family, I'm like, okay, I don't know the story, so I gotta know the story how y'all met, and that was an amazing story, man. Thank you for sharing that with us, man.
Forever, I know you will be my only.
Yeah.
I know the lows get higher when I'm with you. It's cosmic, It's dark, you know how to turn the lights on.
Yeah. So, how was Dallas Stop, man? How was the Christian Lounge, man?
Yo, this was super awesome. Hey, like, the vibe. I came here, I was like, yo, this is a vibe. This is a vibe. And the host, what is the host's name?
Hey, Renee.
Hey, Renee?
Yes.
Awesome. Super awesome. Just put a smile on my face.
Yeah.
Just helped everyone to just be able to feel comfortable and at ease here. And I just think what y'all got going on here was just fantastic, man.
Absolutely.
I would recommend anyone to just bring people here. Like, this is an outlet, man. I brought some of my friends out here for the event tonight that were from the area, and I told them, I'm like, yo, tell your friends, tell your artist friends, tell your unbeliever friends, tell your believer friends, bring them to this place, because this is a tool, this is an outlet, and this is just a cool place to be. You know, just sitting here, you know, was awesome, man.
So, are you going to share with us through your social media platforms, like the whole tour with your wife, and then going home, and that feeling in that moment? Are you going to share a little bit about how that coming down the mountaintop? So we look forward to that. So are we going to get a little bit of that?
So, like, after we get home?
Yeah, after the tour, you know.
I'm trying to figure out when we're really going to get home.
Oh, okay.
Because after this, I'm flying to Salt Lake City.
Okay.
And if you guys know Mike Servin, Jesus Christ, So
Okay,
literally
yeah, I know him. I know
tomorrow
of him.
we're getting on a flight out there. I'm helping him create an album right now.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
helping him with some stuff and
So you produce?
well, not really, but I help with writing a little. Like, he's got an amazing voice. He's got an amazing energy. Just sometimes he just needs a little help with
Development.
Yeah, like, you know, syllables and using the right words and stuff like that, you know. So I've been able to sit with him and just create something I think is gonna just be next level for him, because God's given him a platform.
Yes.
And I've seen his heart, and like, the dude is legit, you know. So I believe in Mike Servin, man. I believe in Mike Servin, and so we're coming together. We met this dude from Hollywood. This is kind of a crazy story. And well, Mike met this dude from Hollywood that got saved. Right?
Okay.
So now he's making Christian movies, right? And he also is like coming together to build, like, to help do all these things. So we're building a album for, like, a movie album, and we're building Mike's album. And Mike, I don't know if I'm supposed to exactly say this, but Mike has a song with DMX right now.
Wow.
So we're supposed to be shooting a music video for that while we're out there, and that. So I'll be there from the 14th until the 18th, and then I go home there, and I've got actually my first one in a while, a bar show that I got invited to be on.
Okay, cool.
There's a rapper out there named Mill Bill, and he heard my song Sometimes with John Keith, and was like, man, this dude right here, man. And he just started messaging me and be like, man, you make me want to be a Christian rapper, man. You make me want to change my life. And he's like, but sometimes I don't want to be the holding man, you know, like, because that's what the song says, you know. So me and him just been building, you know, and he hasn't fully surrendered to Christ or anything, but I'm like, yo, great dude, awesome guy. If I just keep on loving him the way Christ would, boom, we might have ourselves a whole new soldier for Christ too. So he invited me to be on this concert, another straight up bar concert. So I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna invite some of my Christian friends out, and I want to turn it into a ministry opportunity, you know. And so I'm gonna do that on the 19th. The 20th, I think we're supposed to fly up to Snohomish and have another event out there.
Okay.
And then Christmas.
Okay,
right?
so you're busy all the way up until Christmas, huh?
Christmas,
okay, so
yeah.
will it slow down at Christmas or more close to the New Year? Or after the New Year?
Probably after the New Year.
Okay.
But then we're going back out on tour.
In February?
February.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll have about a month, I think.
Yeah, so that'll be good. Y'all have that month to recoup, get some alone time,
Yeah.
and then just kind of reflect on everything since October.
Yeah.
That's good, man. I'm excited for you, man.
Thank you.
You know,
Thank
I've
you.
been following. I love it that your journey has been special. I feel like I've been a part of it.
Yeah.
And just getting to see you my second time here in Texas, man, I just like, that has made me really feel good about seeing people that I like, the artists that I put up there,
Yeah.
and then I get to actually meet them. So I don't get to meet a lot of the artists that I love. So
Hey, it feels the same. Just to let you know, like when we're out there and there's people on social media and stuff that like you see all the time,
Yeah.
and then you can see them face to face, and it's like, you're a real person,
right?
you know?
Hey,
And
man.
so it's like family, you know? It's like, for
Absolutely.
me, I'm more of like I mean, obviously there's fans, but for me, it's like, I'd rather have family, you know?
Amen, yeah.
And so when I come out, I don't like to hide away in the back room all the time and stuff like that. I like to build and be there for people, you know. So
Yeah.
because it's just life, man. I think we've been made to do it together, you know.
Amen.
So it's great, man, to have you out here. And
yes, man, I'm
It's
enjoying
awesome.
it. So, bro, before you go, do some shout outs and let us know what you got coming up besides what you already told us.
Well, shout out One Vision Army, Adam Hageman, CEO preacher is what he goes by.
Yeah.
For helping me do everything I've done, man. I was at a place where I'm like, okay, I'm so broke, basically. You know, I was
Right.
so broke that, and Brian, you know, if you know Brian T was like, man, you got to put more music out, and I'm like, I would if I could, you know. And Adam, and Adam was like, well, what's holding you back? And I'm like, finances,
Really?
man. So something about Adam was he started business to One Vision Inc. is his corporation, and his from the beginning was one vision of financing the gospel. You know, so when he met me, he stepped up and helped me to finance my album, finance what I was doing. And we came together and we started One Vision Army together, and through that he financed for me to be able to go out to Florida, and I got to open for Derek Minor.
Yes.
When I opened for Derek saw me, right?
Yeah.
It's like some people are blessed to be blessings,
Yes.
right? And Adam is one of those people from me that was blessed to be a blessing. And as he blessed me, God would use him to bless me with the finances to get somewhere or do something. And then when I get there, God would shine through me to open opportunities.
Amen.
You know, so when I got there, I opened up for Derek, and Derek came in after the set and was like, shook my hand and was like, respect.
Amen.
And from that, I ended up going on tour with Derek, making one of the coolest dudes in the world, man. One of my best friends, I could say, and we got to know one another, and so he blessed me with some music, right? If you heard my new single, Infinite, definitely check out Infinite. That's me and Derek. And then through that, we got connected with RMG. RMG helped us as OVA really understand how this industry works.
Okay.
You know,
Wow.
and now we're using the platform that we have for other artists as well, such as like John Paul. So shout out John Paul. Ada, there's a new girl we just signed, Ada.
Oh, nice.
And she's
This
like
is to,
Latin. She's Latin.
you signed into the Army?
Yeah, to OVA. I don't think we've told everybody that yet, but
okay.
I mean, it's a.
You want me to take
it's
that
a-
out?
Nah, it's
Okay.
And so shout out them, shout out One Vision Army, shout out my boy Adam, shout out my boy Mark, shout out my brother Kurtis Hoppie, shout out my boy Danny Gray, my best friend in the world. I couldn't be standing here today if he wasn't there serving and being there for me. And right now as we speak, that man is in Boise building up the Misfit Army, the Free Will Saints, and did 2 concerts last night that were just fire, just super lit, you know. Shout out Randy B. Funk in Boise, Idaho, young man who's been just had a heart for the community and is doing big things out there as well, you know. So like it's cool. We're out here touring the country. While like there's a little army back at my hometown who's taking care of the of building in that area too.
Yeah,
so
they're building, they're planting because there's a fivefold ministry. Not, you know, everybody can't go on road.
Yeah.
It's not a slight, you know.
and
So,
we're taking new ground out here, you know.
definitely. And then when you guys go out and pioneer and take new ground, it's easy for them to come after you.
Yep.
Amen.
Yep. So yeah, shout out RMG. Those guys have been nothing but love. Cannon. I've got a new clothing brand I just started up with my boy Danny Gray and Mike Servin actually called Free World Saints.
Okay, I just got a t-shirt.
Yeah. Oh, come on. Thank you. Thank you. So Free World Saints is basically, man, like I was on a phone call with Mike one day, and he was like, Kurtis, you're gonna be one of the leaders of the free world, right? And I'm like, man, I like the sound of that, you know? And he said, free world, the free world is those who come to know who Christ is. And when you know who Christ is, you know yourself. And as you walk through life, you become a saint, right? You become a saint, and the Spirit travels with you. So everywhere you go, when you truly know who the Lord is, His love is contagious. And as His love is contagious, it continues to affect the world and infect the world with His love, you know? And this army continues to grow. So that's the Free World Saints. It's just a group of people, misfits, whatever you want to call it, lost, broken, hurt, confused people who found Christ and found peace and now get to walk through life in freedom, you know, because we're the leaders of the free world as Christians, you know. So,
Amen.
because we're truly free.
This is the Kurtis Hoppie.
Okay,
with Feed the Culture, and we'll see y'all next time.
Jesus' name.
And motivate the way I move. I've been playing for the gifts and the giver through your boy. Now